When he took the path and started walking on the path of the people, he dreamt of experiencing death and the ascent of the soul. After the trial, it was decreed that he be given a chance to sift through his soul and qualities. The universe is filled with passages to all moments of the past. When an action was mistaken, it was recalled in memory to before the action to correct the mistake. It was repeated several times until the mistake was rectified, and only then was he informed of the reason for his return to the past and the name of the station he successfully passed. Sometimes his ignorance led him to wander in an empty loop until God had mercy on him. He only passed between the stations whenever he experienced the taste of death. The memory was activated in his mind to find that he either ascended or was thrown back into the past as another ball. He crossed the station of sincerity when he began to respond to God's will before embarking on any action in the future. Then, through the station of hope, when he felt helpless and abandoned work, and his true hope became solely in God alone. Then, when afflicted by harmful supplication, he crossed the station of asceticism after praying, "O Allah, I seek refuge in you from the evil of harmful supplication," whenever he felt the harm of supplication. In the station of the balance, he was required to rectify the apparent worship in addition to being tested with reciting Surah Yasin. He would recite Surah Yasin multiple times until one time it made him shed tears. Otherwise, he would not pass this station. After that, he recited the supplication of Surah Yasin so that he wouldn't burn like one who overhears the unseen. Then he reached the station of knowledge, where he had to connect with his spiritual guide and thank him for his grace, and then recite the supplication of Surah Yasin. After that, he reached the station of benevolence, in which he had to persist in seeking forgiveness, because any sin not forgiven would bring him back to the point of committing the sin. In contentment, he had to abstain from materialism and truly love for his brother what he loved for himself. When he reached certainty, he was told that he had reached the end of actions and was no longer obliged to worship, but he knew it was a trial and recited the supplication, "O Allah, I seek refuge in you from the trial of life and death." After that, in the station of righteousness, he cleared all his debts. When he reached trust in God, it became obligatory for him to trust only in God until he reached trust in God's promise, and in this station, he had to abandon work and rely on God's promise. Finally, when he reached the polygon, he was asked to introduce people to the path. When asked to imagine how he could imagine an image of existence beyond the current image, he said, "There's no judgment like God's."